Hey guys, Daniel here from Performance Nutrition Mindsets, and in this video I want to talk about a controversial topic. It can be veganism and what's your relationship with food, especially with people who follow a specific diet or specific ideology when it comes to eating. Maybe it's paleo, maybe it's vegan, maybe it's something different. So I hope you will enjoy it, and let's dive into the topic. So let me start by saying that I identify myself as a vegan or plant-based person, athlete, and I follow this like 99% of the time. 1% of the time it's like, for example, like today when I had cheese, and there will be many people who would probably be not very happy with my decision to eat cheese, and how can I call myself a vegan or whatever. But let me tell you why I believe it is, or it was important for me to eat it. And no, it was not nutrition, it was actually for my mind, or from the mindset perspective. So the important part is, when we follow certain diets, certain dietary pattern, why we do it is more important than the nutritional perspective, because you can thrive and have a great nutrition of many different kinds of diets, may it be paleo, may it be high fat, may it be high carb, or whatever. In my case, I started to feel like I developed this kind of very negative association with certain foods, such as cheese and meat. And while I believe they are not the best nutritional choices for me to have occasionally, like now, once, twice, maybe 3 times a year, I would have them. And that is because, one, it's something is socially much more simple to follow, maybe there is no other option. Or on the other hand, it can be something like I mentioned. In my case, it's really about the bad negative association. Hello. So we have doctor in leave. So getting back to the topic, the negative association, and we have like 3 different brains. That is from the book that I'm actually listening to right now, and that is Brave Athlete, and they mention it. There is the professor brain, which is very analytical, it is very logical, and at the same time, when you analyze things and take a logical approach, it's very slow process. Then we have chimpanzee brain. Maybe you are already aware and you know this, and this is more animalistic. It's fast to make decisions, fast to jump into conclusions, and it's much more emotional. And that is what I noticed, that many people who follow vegan lifestyle, paleo lifestyle, or any certain diet, they are very emotional about it, and because they identify with it, and it's part of their identity, and it's based on some emotion that maybe to protect animals, vegans lifestyle, maybe it's something different. But anyway, there are emotions involved in it. However, there is also the third brain, and they call it the computer brain, and that is the kind of brain that uses or serves us as a hard drive. So basically, we have professor brain, we have chimpanzee brain, and it saves the information on the hard drive. And once the information is saved there, whether it's true or not, it's there, it's already there. And for us to make a repeated decision over and over, so we don't need to think about it again and again and make new decisions, because decision making process can be exhausting, we just react automatically. The computer brain is actually the fastest out of these 3. So if, like most people, you have a chimpanzee brain which is dominant, and it says some information, some emotion, which has like emotional drive, is driven by emotion. For example, in terms of veganism, it can be like to protect animals, so I decide not to eat meat ever, and it's the most evil thing, or whatever is your thinking. And please take this with the reservations, because I'm not criticizing, I'm just explaining how it really is. So, having said that, we have this kind of, we create some emotional pattern, some kind of program when we are speaking about the computer, and this program runs whether it's correct or not. Maybe it's bugged, maybe it's not, but it runs there, and unless we get aware of it, we'll just run it over and over again. And in my case, this was the more negative emotion. It comes from the perspective that, okay, nutritional value of cheese is not as good. I mean, there are foods that are much better, but there are also foods that are much worse. And having said that, I decided to make this step. I decided to eat the cheese because I wanted to make peace with food, because I created this negative emotions towards the food. I created this negative programming and negative thinking, which made it, like, there are some people who eat cheese, eat animal meat, flesh by a mistake. They are not aware of it. Then they find out and they are like, oh my god, what will I do? And they feel really guilty about it. And this is not a healthy thing. So I hope this inspired you. I hope it inspired you to think about also what is your relationship with food. So let me know in the comments what you think about this topic, how you think about it, what is your conclusion, what you got from this video. And for myself, I know I will be sticking with the plant-based diet, and from time to time, maybe I will have honey, maybe I will have cheese, but it's not like something that I will be looking for, in the grocery store or anywhere. So have a great day, and well, you have a great time.